I emailed him, and I hate to email people reminders, but in the past, when I haven't done it, then we end up like 2 people here, so I just want people, so we can get a quorum, and then we can get out of here as quickly as possible.
He's probably gonna get caught in all that traffic.
We're pretty, self-explanatory. The only thing that we really want to focus on is, of course, Holly's books that she wants to make sure that we follow the correct procedure. So I did copy the Tennessee Archives Management Advisory and their ideas of what should be, the way to do it. And I did email Nathaniel Taylor, who is our representative at the Tennessee State Library and Archives. So Holly can explain more when she gets here what she plans to do.
That's just like more information than I could digest anytime, any short time.
So if you just can take a little clip, that's the part about disposal. Trying to make it simple for everybody.
Jack, is Mary Betty working every day? Or
Mary-
going in every day?
She had been working from home 2 to 3 days, but she has a health issue. Her back is giving her
Yeah.
problems, and she's actually on short-term disability
Oh, is she?
right now. And she still phones and talks to, but she doesn't go in very often, but she will when she recuperates well, I think.
That place fall apart without her.
She has her finger in a lot.
Yeah.
You've been down there, you know.
I do, it's a zoo.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
wife works for Dr. Michael Christie and that group in Nashville at Centennial. She's been there forever.
Only about 30 years.
Yeah.
I think. I'll tell you what they've done. They put the red light they put on Airport Road and Cairo Road solved many problems for
Did
us.
it?
It is a godsend. Oh yeah, that's coming to town now. That's where I come.
Do you?
Yeah, right through town, because around Publix that can be worse than anything.
Right.
So it'd be,
Traffic's gotten so bad you can't get anywhere. Used to, I could get my Bible studies on Thursday night at the church, First Baptist, and I just live right out here. Used to, I could leave home and be there in no more than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Now it takes me 30.
I can't get out of my neighborhood hardly. I'm over behind the golf course
Yes.
in Fairway, and Cambridge is next door, and they're putting in 288 apartments that haven't even started to build yet. They're going to put them in front of Cambridge. No light.
Even bridal growth. That's
So
what I call it.
Right now I play Froggy. Remember that game? Like,
Yes.
will you die or not? But I don't know when those new apartments.
Hey, Ken, you
No,
made
there's not
it.
next one.
Do you have applause?
over your shoulder.
Now, Ken has got another meeting, so we want to try to run through this as soon as Holly gets here. And Mark Smith said he's coming, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, Ken,
Okay.
what do you know, buddy?
not much. See, I got Rosemont at 6.
Well, we should be finished by then.
Hi, I'm Terry Foyt.
Ken Thompson, how are you?
Hi, Ken.
Oh, yeah, for now
Nice
you
to
guys
meet you.
haven't met yet, because.
She hadn't had the pleasure of meeting me?
Thought everybody knew Penny, did you?
I've known her forever. Haven't I?
You have. His mother used to work in our office when I
Yeah.
first started to work. Yeah, when we were at the
She's a
courthouse.
probate clerk,
She was.
20 years.
Your service to the county is in their family.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
I'm the county historian, I'm the city historian. And I know more dead people than anybody alive.
I was just at Antietam this weekend, or last week. There's a lot of dead people, you know.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that was,
thousands of them.
yeah, it was just, it was I was in Virginia last week, and yeah, lots of dead people. I just stood in that cornfield and,
You see any ghosts?
no, it was in the middle of the day. Oh, I thought about that. I wouldn't want to be there at night.
They say there are ghosts on all these battlefields. I've never seen them. So who else is coming?
Holly, Register of Deeds, and Mark Smith is standing in for Judge Oliver and Judge Thompson. So
Here
he-
comes Mark now.
Chancery.
Okay.
Well, I did remind everyone.
Yeah.
He's coming in now. Hey, Mark.
Well, he's 7 minutes early.
Well, you made it.
Hey, Mark Smith.
How are you? It's good to see you.
How's your lovely wife?
She is doing well.
Good, good.
I'm here for Judge Oliver. He's
Well,
had
don't
some minor
blame me.
surgery.
Don't blame me.
How's
That's
your dad?
good.
Hey,
We're
Jack.
happy to have
Hi,
you.
Mark, how you doing,
Fine,
buddy?
it's good to see you.
Good.
Mark,
see you
do you know
again.
Terry Boyd?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice to see you
It's
again.
nice to see you.
How's Judge Oliver doing?
Well, he had some surgery on
Yeah.
his eyes. His eyelids were coming down, and I didn't realize they did that kind of surgery,
Yeah.
but they had them both done, and they said everything went well.
Hadn't he had it done before?
He's had it done
That's
before.
what I thought.
So they got in there and started on one eye, and they said, well, we're going to have to do them both.
Oh,
What?
So he just looks kind of beat up right now. And
I saw him
so
at
he
Rover
took,
yesterday.
I loaded all kinds of files in his car on Tuesday. So he took them home to work on them
Is
there.
he gonna be able to see?
He didn't try to sign any orders yesterday
Okay.
because they did both eyes. He thought he could do it with just one, but
And
he got
thought
home
that-
around 2.
He thought he was only gonna have one done, didn't
But they kept going.
he? Okay.
And then we have he's got an awful trial next week. We're so backed up on the criminal cases, he's gonna do a criminal case of a spousal rape.
Oh,
So-
how can you have a spousal rape?
Well, we'll find out next week.
Okay.
And to make it more interesting, they're Mexican, so we've got to have 2 interpreters because they get so. Hey, Holly.
Hi.
Hi.
Holly, I've
So-
already got who's present.
2 interpreters because they get tired from doing all day. So
Hi, Holly.
I was busy. How are you, sir? Good. All right. Everybody is here. Does everybody have a
anything,
copy
you know, about us getting a raise?
Yeah.
of the agenda and the meeting and the minutes from last week?
Listen, I'm a commissioner. They told me they won't pay for my
Or
training
not last
classes.
week,
I didn't even get, I
Last
get to
time
pay
we
for my own
met-
training.
Tell me when it
Raise
was
your
right
leg.
there.
That's not nice.
So so if we miss anything.
Okay. All right. I think we're good. We got enough for a quorum. How are you? All right. I'll call the meeting to order. And just to let everybody know, we are taping it just to make it easier on note taking and everything. Right now I'm going to go through the approval of the minutes from December. If everybody's had a chance to look over it, is there any question, anything that was left out needs to be added?
I make a motion to approve them.
Okay, she makes a motion to approve. Will anybody second?
Second.
Second. All right. And now we will go on to Bonnie with financial report.
Okay, this is the new budget for 2023 and 2024. There's not a big difference from the previous budget. We did ask, because everyone in the county employee did ask for 6%. They're currently at 2%. We're not sure if they're going to approve that, but that's what I have here on this budget. Basically, I just eliminated some things and added some things. I reduced office supplies, and I reduced the data processing supplies, which is toner, because we do so much now with the ScanPro And we ask people to bring flash drives or send us flash drives if we're doing research for them. And it's worked out quite well. There's a few people still want to have paper copies, and of course the other two machines do paper copies. So we have been able to reduce quite a bit on that. And of course, I can't completely reduce it because we're still getting toner for the two machines that do take toner, and they're terribly expensive. Like one toner cartridge wipes out pretty much the whole budget. But right now we've got enough, so I mean we're good for this year, I believe. Office supplies, the same thing. We're not using as much paper because we are using the Scan Pro more, and try to push people towards that. And they really want to do that anyway because they want a flash drive is so much easier than reams of paper copies. I have asked that we put back in for travel because I do travel to the bank and so forth, and to the post office. So I asked that be added back in. And the only reason why it was taken out was because I hadn't been using it. I mean, I used it, but I just didn't ask for the money. So it's been put back in. I asked that other supplies and materials be put back in because our microfilm is over 30 years old and it's deteriorating. However, I did find out that they have raised the price of the microfilm, so I am going to have to take some money and rearrange it for this current year so I can buy some more microfilm, because it's mostly the 35 millimeter microfilm that we need to replace. Some of it is fused together and other just smells like vinegar, so you know it's deteriorating. And that's how we do our research for people too. So I think that's about it. I reduced the furniture and fixtures because that was for shelving. We got shelving, not steel shelving, but we did do wood, which I don't like, but we did that for the, it was free, for the Start collection glass plate negatives. I feel like they're okay on something like that, and of course we have them all photocopied or photographed anyway. So that is our budget for the upcoming year. Is there any questions on that?
And what about your book sales?
And then the book sales, that went up to $2,866. At this point, I'm not sure. I've been debating about what to use that for, and I'm going to get with Ken on that and see, what we might want to use that for in the archives. And at this point, I'm not sure what we're going to do with that particular amount of money, but something always comes up that we do need, so I'm sure that'll be spent in no time.
Okay. All right. On to mine, which is damage of book disposal. If y'all know, in December we got a lot of flood damage from some burst pipes, and I have about 360 some odd books that have been ruined that are sitting in a storage area right now. We have just now finished the purchasing process of getting those new replacement books. So as soon as those books come in, we're going to start proofing those books. I have already reached out to the Tennessee State Library and Archives on how to destroy these, if there's anything that I need to do, to...
They know exactly what to do.
And exactly. And so right now I'm waiting for a call back on him, but it's going to be a while before that ever happens because we have to proof all these new ones. So as soon as that happens, we'll probably let you know in the next meeting how that's going. It is. It is going to be a very long job, but we can do it. I got some good girls that can do it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So just putting that out on the table so everybody's kind of aware of that. That's what'll be coming up.
Did that come from a sprinkler system?
It did. Yeah.
Sprinkler systems can do a lot of damage.
Yep.
Cold,
Yep.
cold snap.
Mhm,
Yep.
mhm.
Cold. Horrible cold we have.
Sometimes they're not worth having.
Phew, tell ya.
They've gone off museums and ruined a lot of
Ooh,
things.
wait. I bet.
Ridiculous.
Tell ya. Bonnie, is there any announcements, updates?
Okay, just the archives roof repairs. It's gone back and forth, because they want to replace, well, I think they just want to take the railings off, and that's part of the roof repairs. So right now it's out for bids. That's as far as I know about it. Still nothing been done. Let's hope it gets done before winter approaches. And we really need to have it done. We're still getting leaks, even though the maintenance people went up on the roof and did some patching, but we just had new leaks in Julie's office from the last rainstorm. So it's only a matter of time because it's going to start leaking again. And, you know, we just can't have our historical records exposed to rain and mold and so forth. The other thing is the Gallatin Greenway display of the Archive Start photo collection. That took place on Tuesday, and you can go to the City of Gallatin's website to see the unveiling or walk along the Greenway, and you can get on the Greenway at College Street. And I think it's a wonderful collection that we have and that we've made available for the public to look at. We've had a few phone calls about it, and people are really anxious to see it. So eventually they're going to have other things. They're going to have David Wright's paintings on display along the Greenway, and Ellen Haynes' photographs that he does of plants and animals and insects, which are pretty cool. And then, as you can see, we've got the Bill Winter stamp and envelope display. He obtained these envelopes from Joy Alexander. It's the Alexander and Bryson family at Castilian Springs. So it's really quite interesting because he's included information about the various parts of it. And so we did put an email out to all the county employees to come over and have a look at it. And some of them have already come over, so I think it's really a very nice display. It will stay here for a while, and then probably several months, and then we'll come back, and Bill Winters will take it down to the state on display at the Tennessee State Museum.
Archives. Is it going to the archives?
It's going to the archives? Oh, okay.
And they're jealous because this has been done. They
We
said,
got it
we've
first."
got these old
They wanted to see
envelopes
it.
and things, but never put together. You know, they're just in folders. And they're tickled to death to be able to have
Well,
this.
they were in trunks in her, was it barn?
20 trunks and
Yeah,
outdoor.
so she just started going through these trunks and finding all this information. So I'm really glad that it's on such a nice display. Everybody wants to stop and look at it after we're finished. And that's all I've got.
Alrighty, discussion, I don't have anything else to discuss, except want to welcome Terry. I meant to say that at the beginning. Terry Boyd, our new commissioner on the committee. Anything else anybody's got to say?
I've got a question.
Sure.
We're getting ready over at the courthouse to move, we hope, in December. And we have tons of files over there that we can't get over here. Has there been any discussion about the possibility, since I don't think there are any plans for the courthouse on the square, to use that to just keep old records there? You know, they've just spent a fortune doing a new heat and air system. Now, we do have leaks still,
Yeah.
and we'll continue to have leaks there, so I'm not sure if that's the greatest place, but it's better than no place
Yeah.
until they can decide what to do with that building.
Yeah, it has a lot of moisture problems, doesn't it?
Yeah, humidity is the enemy in the south especially.
I've brought up the old courthouse several times, and with my fellow commissioners. Nobody really, I've tried to engage people. I haven't gotten any engagement yet. I keep saying we need, we could do this or we could do that, and I've looked in the basement windows at the old courthouse, and I've seen what's down there.
Lots of moisture.
Yeah.
Now, but on the second and third floors, there's not as much moisture, and particularly the big courtroom area. If you took out the, I guess you'd call them pews, the seats there, and take it away from the windows, the second floor, we really haven't had the moisture problems. Now, in the basement, where we've got lots of old wheels, the water just pours in some days when the wind's
my
blowing the
goodness
right
gracious.
direction.
Yeah, this is not good.
I know Judge Thompson mentioned that he had gone away for a week or I think 2 weeks, and when he came back, his desk was covered with mold. I mean, that's how bad the humidity
Mhm,
problem
mhm.
is over there.
Yeah. And then, we haven't had it for a while, but used to, when we'd have the storms, if it blow one direction, the water on the fourth floor would come through. And then this time last year, the air conditioning went out, and at one point it got up to 98 degrees on the third floor.
Ooh.
So we had to move everybody to the basement.
Was
you
that
know,
during swearing in? Because
Yes.
I think I went over there to have Judge Oliver sign something of my, or I did something.
It was.
It was
I
horrible.
remember coming
Yeah.
out
Felt
there.
It
horrible.
doesn't sound like a good place to keep records.
Well,
How much space do you need? Because I will take it back to general ops and I'll put it on their agenda and, because it needs to be addressed.
we're not sure at this point. That's one of the things, we're not sure of how much space. We're gonna have, the files like they have in doctor's office where you can compact them and roll them, the big
Mhm.
rolling files. So we're gonna have to change all of them from top files to in files, so we can put them in there, and we don't know.
Can you get some type of approximation of something?
Probably can, that's in the budget to have them help us to move those over there. And they came and measured, I guess, 2 years ago, but we haven't heard back from them. So that's supposed to start up, I think, again next month, as we start really ramping up to move over.
Maybe if we could set a time date for when we could get an idea of the space you need.
I mean-
Maybe, would that be like October or December when you're in the middle of the move, January when you're after the move?
Well,
You know, anything,
the move is supposed to be the week after Christmas
I know,
and
I'm
the
aware.
first week of January. But there's supposed to be substantial completion by the 1st of October. And the reason they're doing that is when they moved into the Rutherford County Courthouse, with the same people designed ours, they moved in as fast as they could, as soon as they got the agreement for occupancy. And then they ran into all kinds of problems. And when people were in there, it made it harder and more difficult to fix the problems. So they're gonna try to work on it for a month or two after that's supposedly finished.
mhm,
And I'm sure we'll find all kinds of problems then too, but,
mhm.
I'm hoping to know something a lot sooner than that, because, we've got, we'll close our office, but we've got to keep it open, because there's deadlines that people have to meet on certain cases, so we'll still have to be working in both places for a little while. But we made it through COVID, so I'm sure we can make it through this.
I'll put it on their agenda that at some point they need to address it with you.
All right, that would be appreciated.
Because it doesn't sound like the,
Well, it'll be circuit court too, we've got
Yeah.
that problem, and I'm not sure what they're gonna do with the juvenile records that they have out at the old bowling alley.
this seems to be something that needs to be addressed sooner rather than later.
Well, we just need to be aware that it's a potential problem. It's not a problem yet, but there's the potential there to be a mess.
Yes, and it seems like everything is an emergency by the time we get to it, so I'd like
Well,
that, yeah.
we don't need to make it an emergency, we know
No,
it's
and I don't
there.
know when we're gonna release that lease out at the juvenile facility. I haven't heard anyone talk about that.
Well, I'm hoping it can probably be released by February. Judge Gay is gonna start that murder trial on January 17th. So we better be in and set, ready to go, because there'll be a lot of people that want to sit in on that. And we've got people coming in from Knoxville to be the jury.
Lots of moving pieces.
So I'm hoping everything goes smoothly.
I'm hoping.
Okay, if that is it, then I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All right. Thank y'all very much.
So you made it in time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You did.